Right, well, my live is not working, the countdown, so we're going to have to just go live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Latest King. What is going on? What a shambles to start the Fans Social. If you're watching this after a live show, the countdown wouldn't work properly, so you would have seen about 10 seconds of me going, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Latest Kings of Anglia Fans Social, the show where the Kallum share their thoughts on all things town. I'm joined by two fine gentlemen in Peachey, aka Chris. I was actually speaking to him off record. I can't remember calling him Chris ever, because he's Peachey for me. And we've got good old Kallum as well, as we over the hump of the week. But we're going to discuss a lot of things. So get involved in the comments down below. Share your thoughts, your feelings. Let's start with good old Peachey first of all. Always good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Ever the professional, Ross. Ever the professional. I love it. It's been a normal start of the week. Back at work after a fantastic cup draw that we'll be talking about later on. And also the main thing today is my mum's 70th birthday. So happy birthday, Mum. She won't be watching because she don't really care about football. But yeah, we're all good. Ready to talk a lot of stuff about Ipswich Town. One thing I'm very good at. Well, some people think I'm good at it. Some people I talk a lot of rubbish, but it's all about opinions.
Yes, mate. No, you're very good indeed. Always good to have you on. And what's your mum's name? I know she's called Mum to you, but she has got a name.
Denise Peachey.
Good old
Denise June Peachey.
Full name there, Denise June Peachey. Happy 70th birthday to you, Denise. And Kallum, how are you, my friend? You were my travel companion to Millwall on Boxing Day, and then also to Pompey, to Gatwick and back. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy birthday to Mother Peachey as well. Looking forward to another evening of chatting all things town and hopefully getting back to league action without a game getting called off, like you just mentioned, Ross.
Yes, indeed, because we had a nice little FA Cup break, didn't we? And a good win, just a solid win, a job done win against Blackpool, a 2-1 win for Town to progress to the fourth round of the competition for the fifth year in a row, which is very nice indeed. And on Monday evening, we had the cup draw, and I was just about arriving at goals in Ipswich to play 7-a-side, and then someone said, "We've got Rex and Ross," and I went, "Oh, okay, that's not too bad, whatever." He went, "It's away," and I was like, "Oh no." And I was like deciding on like my head, like looking at my schedule, thinking of my schedule in my head. And I didn't know if it was near that time. I know we had Wrexham in February as well. And I was like, So I had to quickly get on my phone to look at the calendar and I went, bollocks. Consecutive weekends to Wrexham. We haven't been to the racecourse ground since 1995. That's the only time I've ever been there. I'm going to go there twice in back-to-back weekends, Peachey. Thoughts on that? You wanted Wigan away when we spoke on game day, which is...
And you laughed. Now you got to go to Wrexham twice.
Yeah.
Right, so I remember the game from 1995. I believe we lost in the FA Cup, didn't we?
Yeah, we did 3-1.
Well, let's look at it. For me, it's still a winnable game to progress. But it's just, we couldn't really, it's probably, no disrespect to Wrexham, it's probably one of the worst ones we could have got, because we've got them in the cup, then the week later in the league. So it's like, but I've seen people say, "Oh, just send the kids up that week." No, let's all go out for the FA Cup. You got to, winning breeds confidence. But I must admit, when they got pulled out the hat, I was watching it on my iPad in the kitchen when I was making me and my wife dinner. And Stuart Manham got the ball out. I was like, don't you dare pull out number 6. And went, number 6. I was like, I won't repeat the words I said because my dream of Wigan away was done. But can I just clarify why I said Wigan? Because I think I sort of said on game day, I wanted like an away day with like a big away end. So we could because Ipswich, we always travel well, but we also travel well in the FA Cup. And obviously if Swindon, they've still got to play Salford, could have been them, or even Port Vale. But yeah, it's a very, what's the word? A very dull draw.
Yeah, it's just I think it's because it's consecutive weekends. I wouldn't have minded if they were a League One team still. Would go, you know what? Don't mind going to Wrexham and be a new ground to tick off because we've got them back-to-back weekends. It's just not fun. Wigan got Arsenal at the Emirates. So they got a nice draw. So yeah, I'm actually what we'll do. I'll get your thoughts, Kallum, but I will get the full draw out if you. I'm sure everyone knows it already, but maybe just talk out the big sort of pick of the draws. But yeah, Kallum, 2 trips you'll be doing, I'm sure. Thoughts on the draw?
Yeah, I'm not sure it could have gone much worse, to be honest, in terms of the geography, in terms of the opponent being a fellow league opponent, in terms of the fact that we'll have to go there in consecutive weekends, and also the fact that the way that the calendar has worked out for February, it's 5 away games on the spin, assuming the Hull home game doesn't get rearranged somewhere in there, which I think is probably quite unlikely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a very travel heavy month. One that I think we'll do pretty well to come out the other side of it with a decent points return and a place in the 5th round, hopefully. But yeah, a nice home tie in amongst all of that would have been ideal. Yeah, not to be.
No, yeah, defining month, as you say. 5 straight away games. Next month, Portsmouth, obviously a rearranged game. Derby, which isn't too far. Then Wrexham, twice. Then Watford at the end of the month, which is not horrendous either. So it's just the Wrexham bit, and obviously Portsmouth in midweek. But at least Wrexham. Thankfully, there's no replays anymore because that would have been dreadful as well. Because but I know it means a home game, but it's just that extra game in there, which it's busy. But yeah, we shall see. But everyone, thanks for sending your message in. Justin quickly, even all Huxley Pig. I think that is Steve from good old Plymouth. Who was potentially going to be on this fan social, but one of you guys beat him to it. So I'm not going to say who, but I asked a few people just to see if they fancied it. So if you ever want to get involved, by the way, on fan social, let me know. Because it's always good to get some different voices and faces on it. But let's quickly just round up the draw and maybe just get your thoughts, Peachey and Kallum, on sort of pick of the draw. Anybody else you would have liked instead? Liverpool Brighton, bit of a boring Premier League tie, all Premier League tie. Liverpool, of course, beat Barnsley on the Monday night to get that draw. Stoke v Fulham, so yeah, not different, but Stoke and Fulham, I'm sure, have faced each other many, many times. Oxford, Sunderland, they would have played last season. Southampton, Leicester, yeah, whatever. Arsenal, Wigan, probably a nice draw for Wigan. 2020, 2013 holders taken on many, many year holders, Arsenal. Hull City, Chelsea, I like that one because it's Liam Rossini sort of reunion. Liam Delap as well because he was on loan there. So that'd be a nice tie at the KCOM Stadium. Burton Albion, West Ham, I like that one actually. It's not a bad tie for Burton Albion. Burnley, Mansfield. I wanted to go to Mansfield. I've never been to Mansfield before, so that'd be a new ground for me. But you never know. Mansfield may beat Burnley, and if we beat Wrexham, still involved. Norwich, West Brom, whatever, as we know. Port Vale, Bristol City, Grimsby Town versus Wolves, which you got a friend, don't you, Kallum, who's a Grimsby fan. So what was his reaction?
Wasn't hugely impressed. He wanted a big away day, to be honest.
Yeah. It's winnable though, potentially.
Well, yeah, they've beaten the same amount of Premier League teams this season each, which is 1.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah, they've got every chance.
But obviously, Wolves battered Shrewsbury, didn't they? I know Shrewsbury are struggling in League 2, but yeah, you never know. But it's a home tie for Grimsby. You never know; could be winnable there. They beat Man United, as you said earlier in the season, on penalties. So yeah, it's a tough place to go. Villa, Newcastle, all Premier League tie, a bit boring. Man City v Salford or Swindon. Why is that rearranged? Why is that not happened yet?
That got called off for frozen pitch, I think, possibly.
Yes.
Something about the pitch.
I now remember. Very good. But obviously, Man City, Salford, I think they've played each other before, haven't they, in recent years, if I remember rightly. So it's not like a new tie for Salford, but I'm sure they'll still be up for it because it's near each other. So that would be an interesting one. Macclesfield, Brentford. I was hoping Macclesfield was going to get a good away day somewhere, but they've got another home tie, which is nice, isn't it, Peachey? Because I remember watching it, and you were watching it as well, Kallum, in the press box when they went on to win it. It was like unbelievable scenes, lovely scenes for Macclesfield because they had to reform back in 2021, and it's incredible stuff. And Brentford, I think they'll be happy with that tie.
Yeah, I must admit that's the one of the teams I didn't want. Like I said, after we got what happened with us and a certain other non-league club a few years ago. But now for me, that's the best thing about the FA Cup. You get a team like Macclesfield who folded, restart themselves again. Great documentary on iPlayer about that, I think. Fantastic watch. And yeah, there's not really other standout draws. I mean, like I said, the Burton Albion West Ham one, quite decent. But then you've got all the couple of Premier League games. It's not one that really jumps off the page, really, is there? I think, like you say, maybe Hull, Chelsea, obviously with Liam Rosenior. But the Magic of the Cup's still there because I say that the whole fan zone, because I was in the fan zone on Saturday because I brought my nephews and everyone was watching the screen. And when Macclesfield got the second one, there was a nice little roar went across the fan zone. Yeah. Shows that the dream of the FA Cup is still alive and well.
Definitely, mate. And the final draw in the fourth round is Birmingham versus Leeds, which is a big game in a way. Two sort of big clubs facing each other. So that'll be interesting indeed. But yeah, Kallum, anything else that stands out for you?
I agree with Peachey, to be honest. There's not really a standout tie. One thing we mentioned about us possibly getting shafted by it. You mentioned Leicester against Southampton. They were meant to play each other in the league on the same weekend. So yeah, that game's been postponed and rearranged so that they have to play each other again. So we're not the only ones who have not had the best draw, but yeah, Macclesfield's obviously the big one, being the team that knocked out the Holders at the weekend. So it's a Premier League team at home. It's probably not the kind of Premier League team that they'd have wanted. Maybe, as you say, they'd have probably wanted a nice away day, a big one. But if they can beat Palace, why can't they beat Brentford?
Oh, that'd be incredible. I don't know if that's ever happened, like a non-league team knocking out two. No, it probably hasn't. Wasn't it? You were bringing that stat up. Has only been it's been since the 1900s or something, the last time a Premier League or top flight team got beaten by a non-league team?
That was the last time that the holders of the competition got beaten. Yeah.
I think I could be wrong here, but I think the last team when they were in the Premier League to get knocked out by a non-league side was our neighbours up the road. They got knocked out by Luton.
Yes,
I could be wrong, but
I think you're right. I think that is the right stat. And then I know there's another team in the 90s as well that got beaten from a non-league team. But yeah, Magic of the Cup is still there. Got good old Tom here, even from Galicia, Spain. It's in Spain. I did just quickly Google Translate. When you could sort of listen, and it said Gallagher or Gallagher. So Galicia. So I don't know what you guys got. You're going to attempt it?
No.
No,
I'm not sure on that one.
I bet it's warmer than us, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Although, sometimes Spain can be cold and rainy. Even Italy. I've been to Italy a few times where it's been, really bad weather, and I'm like, I come to Italy for the nice weather, but today it's been not good. But yeah, Tom, let us know how to say that properly. I don't know if you can sort of just split it up for us and just let us know. But good to have you joining us, my friend from Spain. Hola, amigo. Ivan Azan, of course, good lad. Shut up, Kallum. Shut up. Stop laughing at me. But let's segue, boys, on predicting the next 4 games in January. 4 big games, back to league action. Blackburn, of course, this Saturday at home. Then Bristol City, the Sam Morsey return, the derby, the Egyptian King on the Tuesday night under lights at Portland Road. Then we've got a trip to Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, Cantown. Batter them again, but they've got Chris Wilder in charge, so that'll be an interesting one. And the end of the month, we've got Preston on the 31st, which will be, normally would be transfer deadline day, but because it's fallen on the weekend, it won't be, but it is going to be the final game in Jan. Peachey, 12 points up for grabs. You can sort of send me your predictions in. Actually, we'll start with Blackburn. But in terms of your score prediction, don't tell me that one, because we're going to do a nice little snap preview on the Blackburn game to end the show. But 3 points, a draw, or a defeat against Blackburn this weekend. What do you reckon?
The way we're playing, especially at home, I think it'll be, not trying to sound arrogant here at all, because that's not my character, but I think we'll win that convincingly. Judging how they're doing in the league. What I'm going to say, I won't go too far into it, because obviously we're going to do a bit more of that at the end of the pod.
Okay, so a win there. Happy days. So 3 points to start off. It's cold. It's North Spain. It is. It's North Spain. Not too shabby. Gavin's gone evening. Michael from Brisbane. I can imagine it's very nice and hot there.
Yeah, but it's warm there.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I says
yeah.
summer now, isn't it? It says summer now there. Then it says, isn't it where winter when it's our summer? Which is just the well, just blows my mind sometimes. But love that. He's got 7 points. He's sort of chucked already. Yeah, let us know, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen also Colin has gone for 10. Let us know you're working out on that as well, boys. Michael and Callum. I'll ask you that in a minute, Callum. Colin, how why you've gone to 10 on 7 points? 7 points is not a lot, Michael. I'm a bit scared about that. But yeah, Callum, you going for a big 3 points against Blackburn as well?
Yes, I think we'll win on Saturday. Yes.
I like it. Stick with you. Bristol City, then back-to-back home games. As I said, Morsey return. They're doing okay. What do you reckon?
Yeah, they're not doing too bad. Looking forward to seeing Sam Morsey return again. Hopefully he doesn't play well, though. It's difficult to look past us not winning a home game at the moment at Portman Road. So, and generally speaking, we're pretty good under the lights at home, Charlton aside. So, yeah, we'll go for another win on Tuesday.
I like it. Yeah, Bristol City, Peachey. They're a mixed bag, actually. I've just seen the last 6 games, 3 wins, 3 defeats. So they're 10th in the table. We were held to a 1-1 draw at Aston Gate early in the season. Of course, Jack Clark had to score that penalty to get the point. Yeah, what do you reckon?
Again, like I say, it'll be brilliant to see Sam Morsey, and I have to disagree with Kallum. Say, will he have a bad game? Because I must admit, I don't think I ever saw him have a bad game for us. He was always so consistent, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he maybe has his one-off game,
but
no,
if he
not
could have
all.
a bad game on Tuesday, it would be quite nice.
If he still lost to Town, he will. But hopefully he gets the welcome he deserves. Because for me, he didn't get the send-off he deserved, But yeah, I agree with Kallum. We're very, very strong at home at the moment, but that is going to be a very, very tight game. But I still think we'll edge that one.
Okay, just there, like that indeed. Colin's gone Blackburn 3, Bristol City 3, Blades 1, Preston 3. So there we go. That's his working out. Michael's gone 24 degrees at 6 a.m. Oh, I would love that. I'm waking up just shaking because I'm like, I'm so cold. But yeah, win, draw, loss, win. So he's gone for a draw against Bristol City, a loss against Preston, and a win. No, loss against Sheffield United, sorry, and then a win against Preston. Kallum, Michael's gone for a loss. Loss against Sheffield United, who have improved since we last played them because we won 5-0. They're still a work in progress though. They're currently 16th in the table. They've won 3 of the last 6 games. There'll be a different team to face, definitely at Bramall Lane under Chris Wilder. That would be a tough game, but what are you going for?
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I think it's undoubtedly the toughest out of the 4, just being the one away game. I think if we do beat Blackburn and Bristol City, which I've got us down to do, I think it will take a little bit of the pressure off going to Sheffield United. And I think if we went to Bramall Lane and got any kind of result, I don't think that would be any. That would be. I don't think you could complain too much about that. So if we were to beat Blackburn and Bristol City and then go to Bramall Lane and get a point, I think we'd all be pretty satisfied with that. But I certainly think we could win it as my phone goes off. But yeah, we'll go for a draw.
Okay, sit on the fence. He's gone on the fence. So that's 7 points for Kallum there so far. Peachey, what are you going for?
A little bit of negative in me. I think we'll probably get beat there. I really, because Sheffield United, they're very up and down, but they're building a bit of momentum, I think, and they've got a very strong team. And Wilder always has his teams up for games, and you just know that we've been linked with a certain striker there. There's just the pessimistic side with it. He'll go and score the winner. But again, I totally echo what Kallum said. If we win them 2 home games, it does take the pressure off for that game. We can, if we're going to slip up, we can. Let's face it, not everyone is going to win their games for the rest of the season, neither way. And I think that could be just one of them where, I don't know, we get out-muscled or we just get out-fought. But I think we'll probably lose.
Ooh,
Sorry.
okay then, interesting. No, that's fine. That's fine. Tom's going back to the Bristol game, 1-0 win. The score, I skipped Morsey scoring own goal. Like I think you meant Burgess to say that. Although has George Emerson scored an own goal against us? I don't think so. I don't think he's played against us since we left us because he didn't play at the Borough game, did he? Because he was injured. But yeah, Burgess and Wolf did. Yeah, they both. Well, did Wolf? He didn't get credited for the goal, did he? It still went down as Wes's goal, or who else scored? Clark's goal.
Jack Clark.
Yeah, he didn't go. Clark got the goal, didn't he? He didn't go down.
A slight deflection to take it over the keeper.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that'd be interesting. Now, I don't think Morsey. Well, you never know. He's in the box. It just hits him, and you're like, oh bollocks. But there we go. But yeah, so 7.6 points so far. And then we've got the final game, which is Preston at home, and we need a bit of revenge, don't we? Because we lost at Deepdale, which become a bit of a bogey ground, I have to admit. Every time we go there, we always lose. Although, I went there in pre-season, we won. So, even though I was so annoyed we were there at pre-season and we're a championship team, playing another championship team in pre-season. But anyway, I've moaned about that a lot of times. I know Harvey enjoyed it because he was like nearby for him and he doesn't normally go to pre-season games, but it's near him. But anyway, Preston, they're a bit of a dark horse, you would say, this season. You know, they're fourth in the table as it stands. By the time we play them, that could easily change. But yeah, Kallum, they're interesting, aren't they? And Colin said they're crap away, so maybe they'll struggle at Portland Road.
Yeah, I haven't looked at specifically what their away form is like, but they do strike me as the general vibe I get is that they make Deepdale quite a tough place to go, and kind of not many teams go there and win, but perhaps do struggle on the roads. So yeah, with that in mind and the fact that we're in good home form and that I've got us down to win the next two home games, I've got us down for a win in that one. So that'll be a good way to end the month. And I think that block, even if we were to get beat at Bramall Lane, if we keep winning our home games in this next four, that would still be 9 points, which would be an excellent return. So yeah, let's continue the Portland Road momentum with another win.
Oh, I love it. I'm just having a quick look at their last few away games. Actually, they beat Bristol City 2-0 at Ashton Gate, so that's not bad going. They also beat Oxford at home 2-1. Oxford, sorry, at Kassam. So that's not a bad win as well, because Kassam's a tough place to go. They drew 0-0 at Stoke.
We lost there, so
yeah. So Colin, give me some bad info there. They beat Sheffield Wednesday. Although anybody could beat Sheffield Wednesday, no offense. Drew 1-1 at Millwall. Drew 1-1 at Watford. They beat Southampton 2-0. St Mary's. I know Southampton a bit miss. So Colin, where are you getting that info from? I'm actually going to have a quick look as Peachey shares his thoughts on their overall away record. Just have a little look, but of course that can change because I'm sure they're going to have one or two away games before we play them. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this one, my friend?
Well, I was at the game at Deepdale this year, and I drove I'm a bit closer than you guys, but 4 hours to see one shot on target at the 90th minute, and it was dross.
Yeah.
But again, I think our home form is solid. But I feel like Preston like that. You're at a family do, and you've got that annoying little cousin or that annoying uncle that won't piss off. Like keep coming back like just go. I keep thinking they're going to drop off, but to be fair to him, is that Paul Heckenbottom there's doing a really really good job, and they're still hanging around in there. Nothing against Preston. I've got nothing against Preston as a club, by the way. It's just the analogy I use. But again, I agree with Kallum. I think our home form is strong. Apparently their away form's bad. After research, a little bit different. I think we'll end the month with a win. And like I say, if we can get 3 home wins, again, like Kallum said, 9 points is a fantastic return for a block of games.
Okay, then, like that. Just having a quick look again. So 5 games, 5 draws, and 3 defeats. So that's not too bad.
They're second in the away table, behind only Coventry. So
wow.
Yeah, that was maybe some false information from Colin, to be fair.
That's fine. He has said sorry, so don't worry, Colin. We accept.
You're forgiven.
All is forgiven, Colin. All is forgiven.
Yeah, but let me quickly have a look at their next. They've only got Borough and then us for away games, but they're at the FA Cup because they got beaten by Wigan, didn't they? So they're out of competition. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing for them. Maybe. But obviously we've got a few games to get through before we play that. So Peachey, you're gone. Did you say 9 points?
9 points,
out of
yeah.
12. Kallum, you got 10, isn't it? 10 out.
Yeah, I went for 10. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, 10 points. So I'll take that. I
hope Callum's right. I hope Callum's
Yes.
right, and I'm wrong.
I hope we're all wrong and it's 12.
Yeah, it's 12.
Even
Yeah,
better.
I'm going to go 12. There you go. I'm going to be the positive Rossco. I'm going to go all wins. Big wins. All big wins. Bristol City, tough. Just win that. Get a late winner, maybe. And then Sheffield United. Yeah. Have we got any other former Sheffield United players? I don't think so. Or do we? I don't know. But yeah. Hopefully it's a good month in Feb and Jan, sorry, because we've got those a lot of away games in February to look forward to. So there we go. On Saturday, boys, just gone, Blackpool game, 2-1. Kieran McKenna celebrated his 200th game in charge, which is incredible. I want to get your thoughts, your sort of favourite game during that time so far. Quickly get up his record, 94 wins, 56 draws, 50 defeats. Of course, a lot of those were last year in the Premier League, unfortunately. 57% win ratio, which is not too shabby. Must be up there as one of the best win ratios as a Town manager.
Mm-hmm.
Start with you, Peachey. I'm sure you've been at many of those games. How many are you going to pick out from as your favourite?
I've got a few in my head, but I say, remember when we first got him, it was like, who's this unknown? But again, it's been so many times before. What a masterstroke from Mark Ashton to get him. Absolutely fantastic. He's obviously researched him. But anyway, obviously there's a few games stand out. Like one from this season was obviously beating them lot up the road, 3-1. Bristol City at home in the promotion season. Obviously Southampton at home. Essex in everyone's mind. Both promotion days, Huddersfield and Exeter. But the game I'm going for was his first game. Right, saying was at Gillingham away? Or was that his second game?
Wickham was
Wickham's first
game. Yeah.
Yeah, so his first away game at Gillingham, where we saw this brand of football in the first half, and we were 3-0 up after like 30 minutes. I thought, this guy knows what he's doing. Also, the fact he was against a certain Steve Evans, who's tries to be an intimidating. Well, not so much now. He used to be a very intimidating person in the. I remember, like in the technical area. I remember Stu saying something on one of the pods before, saying, their sort of bench will try and get into their heads, see how, as a new manager, how does he react. In typical McKenna, just acted with class, won the game 4-0. But that's the one that sticks out for me, because I'll say some of the football we played, I was like, it reminded me back of watching Ipswich when we were under George Burley. And I thought, this guy's onto something, and we weren't wrong. But I can't think of really any other games that really stick out in the mind. But that one really does.
Yeah, I like that. Of course, Macaulay Bond's last goal for the club. Good old Macaulay. But yeah, 4-0. I remember being in that game. And yeah, I've got some good pictures that day, actually. Because I was like, they celebrated right in front of me for all 4 goals, which is very rare. Sometimes it doesn't happen. They go and run in the different corner. I'm like, I'm just swearing. But yeah, like that. I'm just going to quickly get up McKenna's goals as well. We've scored 345 goals and conceded 233. Of course, more of those was last year, annoyingly. But that's incredible. Win ratio 47, draw ratio if you fancy 28.50, loss 24.50. I think he is definitely up there. He's got a better ratio of Bobby Robson, but of course he managed 709 games. So I'm sure that's the reason why it's down a little bit, because he would have lost more, but obviously won a lot as well. But let me quickly have a look as well. George Burley, not a bad ratio, 45. Joe Raw, 42.9. He's recently gone up over him because Joe managed 189 games. But yeah, Kallum, I think the fun fact for you, you've been to every Kieran McKenna game, if I'm right to put, or have you missed one or two?
I believe that's right, Ross, without blowing my own trumpet there. In terms of games, like you say, there's quite a lot. I'm glad Peachey mentioned the Gillingham game, because I do remember thinking how drastically different the performance was, thinking the style of football was like we hadn't seen for years and years. But there's a few that I've written down. So there's the Norwich game this season springs to mind. Yeah. The first Premier League win at Spurs was a special one. So was the Chelsea game at home. But the one that tops it for me is the Barnsley away game. just on the cusp of promotion from League One. That was possibly my favourite Ipswich game that I've been to. That night was, because it was the night that we knew that we were going to do it, and it was, whereas the Championship promotion was kind of sheer disbelief and kind of excitement, this one was it was celebration, but it was also a bit of relief. It was like it was like a huge weight lifted off our shoulders, because it had been so long. We hadn't experienced anything like that for God knows how long. So to know that we were finally going to get that over the line, and know that coming weekend against Exeter, it was all going to go right. I think we only needed a point, didn't we? And we ended up 5-0 up after half an hour. So yeah, that Barnsley night, and the way we beat them as well, so convincingly 3-0 on the night, was, and we missed a penalty, which people seem to forget, and I often forget. But yeah, that was a really special night, that was. And the away end as well, 5,000 behind that goal, you can get some proper noise at Oakwell. That was a brilliant night.
Yeah, incredible. And yeah, well done for that. I must have seen like maybe 180 maybe. I know I've missed a few because of different things. But yeah, 200 games, and hopefully we'll have another 200 more with Kieran McKenna, but we shall see what the future holds.
Sorry, Ross, what's your favourite one? Have you got one?
I think, yeah, Barnsley's probably up there. I'm trying to think, and just as pictures as well, because I always think that as well, because the game could be actually rubbish, or game, maybe nothing's really happened, but I've got some really good pictures, a good set, as you say, as photographer circles, you've got a good set. Yeah, probably the Tottenham one. I think once again, just I was too young. I'm sure Kallum as well was, would sort of just see a Premier League win, and just to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, just thinking, bloody hell, what a bloody ground, and then to win that was incredible. And Sammy sort of celebrated right in front of me and sort of saw his red kick. Yeah. There's loads of games really. Like League One was just such a great fun. As you mentioned, Kallum, I think the Championship season was more like, I remember just recording game day after every game at Portland Road or away game, just going, what is going on? What is happening? We won again. What is going on? And it was just League One. It was just like, it's beautiful. Like, it was, of course, we still play great football in the Championship, but I think we're just like in disbelief, as you say. But in League One, it was like, oh, that was just another great performance. Just unbelievable. This team is incredible. Like Derby, Peterborough away. There's just so many great away games. Of course, loads of great home games. Yeah, Bolton as well. Karen Burch's header.
I must admit, even this season, I thought Coventry away was such a typical McKenna performance. We bossed near enough 60, 70 minutes of the game. Coventry had their spell, and we hit them twice at the right time. Yep. Brilliant.
Right up there, I think, with best performances, that Coventry one. Certainly our best performance of this season by a long 100%. Shot.
Yeah, like Hull City, the both games against them in the last Championship season. The 3-3 at the K-Pom, and then the 3-0 win at home.
It's just a shame there was so much on the line for that 3-3 game, because it's not until I kind of watch back the kind of extended highlights afterwards and all the rest of it, knowing what would go on to happen, that if I wasn't so engrossed in it and there wasn't so much on the line and so many nerves, as a football match and as an advert for the Championship, that was extraordinary in terms of the way the game went.
Didn't we, right at the end? Didn't Morse have a chance? We nearly won it, I'm sure.
It's an incredible game of football, that was.
Yeah, just having a little look. There's, because once again we've battered teams, haven't we? Like, remember Connor Chaplin scored that hat trick against Charlton. That was like the foundation day, and of course he was like the lead advocate for the foundation. He scores a hat trick and we win 6-0. I still have obviously nightmares of the 4-4 draw. That was just a game that I just don't think we'll ever see again. There has obviously been moments like that where it's like teams have scored late and then someone else, then surely it's going to be over. I remember you saying, Kallum, your first game was the Coventry game where Pablo Canago scored. And you think, I'm sure a lot of people would have left at that point, and then we'd go and score the other end of the pitch. But incredible. So many great games to talk from. Once again, that's a feature of its own. Just knowing different moments. Because even like some draws are out there, like some late goals and just unbelievable stuff. I like that. So some great memories to live with us, forever. So that is great. I'm going to quickly bring up this. This is from Tom. Off topic, but I think a big shout out to the Fortuna fans and their flags on Saturday was there, and they were great and liked a beer or two. Yes, they do. The Germans love their beer, especially when we've been to Germany in pre-season and stuff. There's always lovely beer. Did we go to Germany this year? Did we go to Germany, Kallum, or was it Austria? But we had to go to Germany.
Wasn't Germany this year? It was it was Austria.
Yeah. I think Germany last year, wasn't it? Or we had to go through Germany to then. I guess like so many different pre-seasons. It's just everything changes. But yeah, do love myself a German beer. I have to admit. Let's talk. I don't know how to segue onto the next topic, and that is on Connor Chaplin. Yeah, I don't think there's any German chaplains. I don't know. Anyway, he's at Portsmouth at the moment, boys. I think this week is the last time we can potentially recall him. There's been a lot of discussion around it already. Peachey, Kieran McKennan's had his say. John Massinio's had his say. Is it John Massinio or was it Josh Massinio? It's John, isn't it? It's John Massinio. It's John. Not John. They've had their say about it. I'm going to let you have your say, Peachey. Should Town recall him or not?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You look at it with so many points because, like, at the minute we've only really got one number 10 doing what a number 10 does, like in Nunes, and that was sort of found maybe by accident because obviously Smodics and Akpom were meant to be the main two. We know Connor Chaplin can play there, and is brilliant there. You then look at it: is he, because obviously he's from Portsmouth, is he now settling down and wants to stay there? Then you look back at all the souls, like what he did for the League One promotion season, the Championship promotion season. Like, do you go back or do you move on? I mean, I'll be honest, when he went on loan, I was absolutely gutted. Because it was weird that he played that home game against Derby. Then, if we're looking to get another 10, we're not going to need him. We won't need another one, will we? Another 10, if that makes sense. Because I say we've still got Smodics who plays there. Akpom, I think McKenna sees him more of a striker. But I can literally go for the whole day thinking about this, and I'll go, yes, we should. No, we shouldn't. Yes, we should. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. I honestly can't make my mind up. But for me, obviously, like most Town fans, love Connor. And whatever he does, I wish him the best. But, I mean, is the club trying to make Portsmouth try and buy him? I don't, by saying, because John, I think he says one thing, oh, he's definitely staying. Then McKenna goes, well, no, we've still got that recall option. So it's a bit, I'm sure Connor Chaplin's being kept in the loop of what is going on, what he wants to do. Yeah, I'm just rambling because I don't really have an answer, so I'll let Kallum take over.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel we have lacked, Chaplin's just character around the group in a way. I know we've got some great characters in the squad as well. It's more just if Connor does, he wants to be playing football. He's obviously not got the goal contributions yet, really, for Pompey. They're struggling though, and he's played out wide and and stuff like that. He's played 20 games and no goals. I think he's got 1 assist or something like that. But yeah, Kallum, I'll let you have your say. You got the power. What are you gonna do?
It's such a difficult one because I'm really 50-50 on it as well, because I feel like we probably do need someone in that position. I don't know whether the solution is to bring him back or whether to go out and get somebody. I don't know whether it's something that he would want. I don't know whether, because he knows this team and he knows the style of football and he knows exactly what is asked of him in that role better than anyone else could do in that position for Ipswich Town. But he's not been that good for Portsmouth. He's not in good form. I don't know if he's going to cut. If he was to come back, he's not suddenly going to, be back in flying form that he was. I'm edging towards no in terms of recalling him. But listen, if we were to recall him by the end of the week, I would personally be delighted for it, because just as Peachey said, Connor Chaplin is a modern day club legend in terms of what he's done, in terms of the goals that he scored to get us from League One to the Premier League, and in terms of kind of what he brings to the group as well, as a character off the pitch and on the pitch, as Ross disappears from the fan social. So
We'll carry on.
I'll try and carry this a bit more, but yeah, I'm really 50-50 on it, but I'm not 50-50. I'm 60-40 to no, but if he was to come back, I'd be delighted and I wouldn't really have many complaints. But yeah, just as I come to an end, Ross is back to save me.
Oh, welcome back.
That's fine. I was panicking as well. It's because I was on another screen just getting ready for stuff in the next segment, and it decided to freeze. So welcome to live broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen.
Sorry, just quickly. So the recall thing is it definite that it has to be this weekend? We'd have to recall him back.
Yeah, I think there is like a deadline. So
because I say you couldn't say like wait till the end of the window, see if we get this number 10 in, and we don't. But then, like I say, we're still so stacked in there. So yeah, I think you have to look to, as horrible as it sounds, I sound like an absolute arse, but you have to look to the future now.
No,
but I've got such a soft spot for all these players, for what they did. You know, you've still got that love for them. Like I love seeing. I want Burgess, Wolfie, Morsey, I know Luongo's injured, but you want all these guys to do well for what they did for us. So yeah, it is like the very blue tinted glasses. I think I mainly look through, but you have to move on. Unfortunately, I think.
Yeah, I think at the start of the season we were just like, what? Why is Connor Chaplin going? Because yeah, I remember my niece. I think I even said this on a podcast. Like she loves Connor Chaplin, and she was devastated. I think there's a lot of young Town fans who are devastated, but now they're sort of falling in love with some other players now. Like she loves Nunez, I think because of the Norwich thing, but she, because he's also a decent player as well. He's now the new number 10. So we shall see. I'm sure it'll be a decision. I think it'll be more in Chaplin's maybe favour because he'll probably have the power. I know Kieran McKenna will go, I'd love to have him back, but maybe don't need him really. But Connor is the one who wants to be thinking about his footballing career. He's out of contract this summer. The club have got an option, but I'm sure they'll just take that because it'll be ridiculous. Just let him go, for nothing. I know he's now 29, something like that, isn't he now? 28, 29.
And I think there's enough respect between him, the club, and Kieran McKenna to probably let Connor do what he would like to do, as in for staying at Pompey, or they'll definitely take his. They won't be like trying to say we'll do something against your will, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think there's enough respect there, and that's what you think there is anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, we shall see what the future holds for Connor. But we hope Chappers all the best either way. So there we go. I know a lot of people in the comments say, yeah, move on. Will he take up space and stuff like that? But we shall see. All right, then, boys. Time to have a little breather before we end the pod with our Blackburn preview and predictions and starting 11 and stuff. But we have got the strike. Good old Ben Diaf won the first of 2026. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to remember who's won, and then maybe at the end of the season we'll do a massive fan social end of season party, hopefully celebrating promotion back to the Premier League. But we'll also do a quiz with all the winners potentially, which will be nice indeed. So Peachey versus Kallum, head-to-head. Yes, 5 questions plus tiebreaker as standard as I find my questions. I've got the questions in front of me, but I need to find the answers because that is not good. With a strike, we have no answers because that means I'm just going to have to just make it up. Or do I just make up anyway? Well, potentially. There'd be
a lot of fun in that if you just made up the answers.
Just like, this player did this. How many goals did he score? And I just like, he scored this many goals. In how many goals did he score in 10 games? 100 goals. How many is that? But no, the first question though is on a player though how many goals did he score? And it is this player. I'm going to bring up a picture of him, and that is Will Keane, who's recently signed for his new club. He's just signed for Reading on loan from Preston. But he celebrated his 33rd birthday on Sunday. But yes, the question on him is how many goals did he score in 41 games for Ipswich Town? So if you saw my post on the Instagram, you would have seen the stat if you did see that. But we shall see. 41 games for Will Keane. during his loan spell plus permanent spell at the club. I don't know why the banner is going. I think I've got a timer on it, and that's why it's disappearing. Got a 10 seconds timer. Stop disappearing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes, if you get it bang on, you get 2 points to start off, which is a good start, of course. I'm just gonna let the question disappear. It's fine.
I'm going by the rule of strike. I've thought of a number, and it's down there.
Good.
Yeah, I've got it written down. So
that's good.
I saw Ben change his about 5 or 6 times to one answer last week.
He did. Do not do that. All right then, Peachey. I'll start with you. What are you going for?
I've gone for 9.
9. Okay. 8.
I was thinking between 8 and 9, and I went for 8.
Yeah, he wasn't prolific. I thought he was always a decent player, Will Keane, for us. He was just, I think he joined us at the wrong time because that was obviously the Paul Lambert era and stuff like that. And let's not talk about that. But yes, one of you though have got it bang on, and that man is the Peace Mitchell general with 9 goals.
Lucky
He's
guess.
scored 41 games. No, I like it.
Because I nearly changed it. I'll be honest. I kept thinking 10.
Ooh, and then I wouldn't know what to do. You both would have just got a point because you're, both, close. So I like it. So 2 points to Peachey. Question 2 is on this man who is now the under-21s coach with John McGrill, and that is Chris Casement, who of course played for Town during the 2000s, part of the FA Youth Cup winning team. He celebrated his 38th birthday on Monday. And he won 1 cap for Northern Ireland during his time at the club. But who was it against? Was it Italy, Netherlands, or Spain? The Netherlands, or Holland, whatever you fancy calling them. But yeah, Chris Casement, good lad, by the way, very nice guy, very good upcoming coach as well. And yeah, coaching very good with John McGrill with the under-21s, who are doing really well in the Premier League 2 this season. They topped their group in the Premier League Cup as well, which is very good indeed. But yeah, Chris Casement, I think he played 12 games in total, but part of the FA Youth Cup winning team of 2005, which is very good indeed. All right then, let's start with you, Kallum, first of all, as you're behind 2-0 at the moment, but you never know. This could be the one. Spain.
I've gone for Spain.
All right, España.
I thought Holland before when the question was asked, so I don't know. That's just random. I've got no clue.
That's not an option.
Complete guess.
Netherlands.
Yeah, no. You're both wrong. It's actually Italy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was against Italy in Pisa, by the way. Yeah, they lost 3-0, but still, it was a good, to win a cap for your country is incredible. So no point given to either of you there. So Peach, you're still winning by 2-0. Question 3 is on this man who's celebrating a goal, I think, at Preston. And that is Tom Lawrence, who celebrated his 32nd birthday yesterday. And he's now playing in Australia, if you didn't know that. But who for in the A-League? Is it Adelaide United, Melbourne Victory, or Perth Glory? Tom Lawrence, of course, had a great loan spell with us, didn't he? From Leicester City.
You did?
That question, I've got a timer again on this thing. It's going to disappear in 10 seconds, so if you need to know the teams, there they are. Adelaide United, Melbourne Victory, or Perth Glory. What do you reckon, boys?
I've gone for Perth Glory.
So have I.
Great minds.
Yeah, great minds think alike because you're both correct. It is Perth Glory. Of course, left Rangers in the summer and joined Perth Glory, I think, a few months ago. So yeah, 3-1 going into question 4. And I was debating if I was going to do a question on him because he celebrates his 28th birthday tomorrow. But of course, didn't have a great loan spell with us last year. And that is Ben Godfrey. It is this man here. Yeah, but as I say, I'd always like to link the strike up with birthdays, and he celebrates his 28th birthday. But I feel sorry for Ben a little bit. I hope he can kickstart his career. He didn't have a good spell at Sheffield United. Hopefully, he can kickstart his career somewhere else. But yes, big question though is what was his squad number last season for Town? Was it 36, 42, or 44? Peachey's not mucking about. He's writing it down straight away. I like it. He knows his squad numbers.
Not as bad as Harvey, but I like the squad numbers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a clue, to be honest, until I looked it up. So there we go. All right then, boys, what do you reckon?
I'm fairly sure about this. 44.
44.
Yeah, that's what I went for.
It is 44.
I went for as well.
It is 44. So that is 4-2. Unfortunately, it is a multiple choice here, Kallum. So you're not going to win in regular time, but in golden goals opportunity. Golden goal is a thing in the strike. But we'll still do the final question. And it is probably, I don't know if it's definitely before your time, Kallum. Peachey, maybe your time. But it's a question on this man, and that is Ian Atkins, who captained the club in the 80s. Celebrates his 69th birthday on Friday. Hey. But yeah, very nice lad. I know he does stuff for Town TV. He's a scout as well. But yes, question on him is, no, that is the Ben Godfrey question. Don't do that. But yeah, as I said, Captain Town between 1986 and 1988. But who did he join Town from in 1985? Was it Birmingham, Everton, or Sunderland? So Ian Atkins. Was it? He joined Town from which club in 1985? Was it Birmingham, Everton, or Sunderland? As the question disappears again. I need to
Definitely before my time, that one.
There you go. That's fine. That's what I thought. I didn't want to say, oh, yeah, this is your peak era, Peachey. This is your, yeah. But Ian Atkins, what do you reckon then, boys? Fun fact, he did play for all these three clubs as well, but I just thought, let's see what order. What do you reckon?
I went Birmingham.
Oh, I've also gone Birmingham. How boring.
Both gone boring. Birmingham.
Boring.
He is a Birmingham lad, and he did join Birmingham, but he joined Birmingham from Ipswich Town. But he actually joined Ipswich from Everton.
Oh.
So there we go. So yeah, he was actually part of Everton's, I think they won the league that year, or the one something. So he won a winners medal. He joined us, and then he joined his hometown club in 1988, and then the rest is history. So there we go. So no point given there. So Peachey has won 4-2 overall, but tiebreaker time, and I'm very pleased with this tiebreaker question. I have to admit, I'm pleased. I like it. It's probably been done before, but I like it. So, Peachey, though, are you going to gamble?
Well, since you've put in all this effort for it, I will. I don't want to waste your valuable time.
It didn't take me that long to find the answer for it. I just when I was
You're very proud of it. You're very proud.
Yeah, very proud of it. Because normally, if there's no more birthdays in this week, I always try to link it up to the Blackburn game. And I was thinking, last time we played Blackburn at Portman Road, it was very good fun. 4-3 win. Like Luongo's goal was very good. Broadhead's goal. Harry Clark, of course. Did Chapman score as well in that game? Someone else score?
I actually missed that game.
Oh my god.
George Hurst?
Oh yes. Yeah, maybe George Hurst scored. Let me quickly get the game up. That isn't the question, by the way. That isn't the question, by the way.
Part of me was hoping the question was name the 4 goal scorers, but
that would have been a good. I'll keep that in my sleeve for another time. But let me quickly find the other goal scorer. Yeah, it was George Hurst. But the question's actually linked with Harry Clark. So now, how many games did it take Harry Clark to score his first Town goal in the 4-3 win over Blackburn Rovers? Because that was obviously a big moment for him. Good goal, and then knee slide right in front of the Town fans. But yeah, what do you reckon? Harry Clark. He of course joined halfway through the January transfer window, of course, and then
he joined then. I'm trying to do some working out here.
Yep.
League and Cup, I take it.
Yeah, League and Cup.
I've put a number down. I'm not changing. Pins over there.
That's fine. It doesn't really matter, Peachey. Kallum needs to get a bang on to win, so it doesn't matter.
No, he's working it out. That's what I'm worried. And he's been to every Kieran McKenna game. So.
Oh yeah, he's seen every game.
He has.
It's a guess. It's a rough guess. I've got a number.
All right, I like it. All right, and Peach, just share us yours.
22.
Oh, no way.
Oh, 22 games. Wow, both of you gone for 22. Wow. What would I have done if you both got it bang on? I'm like, damn it, I don't know what I'd have to do there. I'll have to find out a question out of nowhere.
We'd share the win.
You would have won.
Yeah, you would have won.
No, I would share the win if we both got this correct.
Okay, very good. Unfortunately, you didn't get them both correct.
Aw.
Sorry about that. It's 27. 27. I think you're probably not thinking about the Carabao Cup games that we played, because he actually did play in the Bristol Rovers game and the Reading game. So yeah, you wouldn't have thought he would have played in them games, but he did.
Obviously signed in the January the season before, didn't he? So I was trying to half them.
Yeah.
Because he started most of them, I think, because obviously then Dynastian would come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Genoy.
His first game was at Oxford. I was trying to work out how many games we played between Oxford and the end of the season. But
Oxford,
but then I couldn't remember how early the Blackburn game was in the following season. I know it was kind of mid to late September.
Yeah, it was. Of course, he got sent off, didn't he, against Fleetwood? So I think he missed.
He missed the opening game, didn't he, against Sunderland?
Opening game, but he played.
I think he was still drunk for the week before.
Yeah,
a little bit. But he did play. He came off the bench against Bristol Rovers. He played at QPR. He came off the bench for that one for Genoy. Then played against Leeds. Then played. That was the
day Genoy got injured at QPR. Was that his final game?
Yes, I think it was Genoy's final game. Yeah. No, did Genoy play another time? Maybe. No. I think it was his final game. Actually, I want to find this out quickly before we move on.
Saddest thing that Genoy never scored a goal.
He played against Fulham in the Carabao Cup. That was his final game because he came back, I think. But then he got, I think he got injured again. He came off the bench that one. Hamari came on for him in the 69th minute. Hey, but Peachey, you're now on the record books. But Kallum has won, of course, actually a live strike in person.
Yeah.
So you can't beat that. But
this is nothing. This is a Player of the Month award I've just won, not the Player of the Year award.
Player of the Week. You get a trophy and you have to give it back to me next week. But yes, little speech as we move on to Blackburn.
Yeah, just thank you. I'd like to thank my fans and also my idol here, Uncle Albert. So I'm trying to model myself on. So
okay. Do you know what? I've got a little Uncle Albert.
Brilliant. Who had that on their bingo cards for tonight?
Yeah, got a Del Boy one as well. Got a Rodders. This is my little Christmas gift I got from my good old mum. I've also got the van.
Kallum, any falls?
No. The only thing I've got on my shelf is a model of the Eiffel Tower, which is quite different. So
we'll take that.
There's bonjour. That's what Del Boy was to say.
Exactly.
He used to say bonjour to say goodbye.
Yeah.
All the French lingo.
That was bought during the pre-season trip to Alger back in the summer. So
segues all over the place.
There we
go. Blackburn, then, boys. They've got a French manager, haven't they? Is he French?
Yeah, Valérien Ismaël.
There we go.
There's your
Incredible.
segue.
Beautiful. Of course, his team head to Portland Road. Hopefully just the once. Although it'd be fun if we just play 80 minutes and go, no, we've got to stop. We've got to come back again. But yeah, we're playing them for the third time this season, although two of them will be on the record books. They're, of course, struggling, doing really bad. Peachey, this is a game, it's a 12:30 kickoff as well, just to remind people. So don't turn up at 3 because the game would have been, the second half will be nearly done. But yeah, they're struggling. I think they're going to be in deep trouble this year. How are you feeling for this one? Of course, Kieran McKenna went strong in the FA Cup, so players will be fresh, ready to go. Just your feelings on this.
Again, I say it's not arrogance, but I'm feeling, with our current home record, I'm feeling very confident about Saturday, incoming 1-0 loss. But I know they've just sold one of their strikers, haven't they? And have they signed anyone yet? I don't think they have they? Well, we haven't, but they are struggling, and hopefully this game should last 90 minutes. But I'm hoping that do we keep Jack Clark in the number 10 for another game?
Mm-hmm.
That's my. Obviously, it means keeping Núñez out the team, but I'd like to see Wegeli on the right, Clark in the middle, and Philogene on the left, maybe for this one. But I am feeling very confident for a win on Saturday. I just hope I don't get egg on my face.
Well, Cap, your thoughts on that? Because once again, it was a really good display from him, but it was against League One opposition. You've got to use that caveat there.
Yeah.
But, what's your feelings on that?
Yeah, I mean, I drafted an 11 earlier. I've got Núñez in the 10. just because I think I don't know how many of the last league games he started in that position, but it's quite a few, and he's kind of nailed that position down as his own now. If you wanted to get Clark in there, do you drop, if you want Clark in the 10, do you keep Nunes in and drop him deeper? I would say no, because I think Nunes has looked far more effective in the 10 than he has when he's been played alongside Matasiwa. But yeah, it's a conundrum to get Philogene and Clark in the side, isn't it? But we've said that kind of all season, and I think Jack Clark is probably going to have to make do with a place on the bench again, because Jaden Philogene, you don't not start him at Portman Road, because he scores every time he plays there. So yeah, it's an intriguing one. But in terms of my prediction, which I'm sure we'll get onto in a moment, I've got Clark to come off the bench and score. So yeah, I'm still backing the boy Jack.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, I'm just looking at Blackburn's, record recently. Yeah, 2 wins in their last 10 league games. Of course, lost in the FA Cup against Hull on penalties. And yeah, they're 20th in the table. And they have made a signing, Peachey, this window, and that is Aaron Cashin. Aaron Cashin, I think I say.
Oh, the centre back.
Centre back, former Derby man, obviously now at Brighton. He's joined them on loan. He was at Birmingham start of the season. I've always liked him. I wanted Town to sign him when we were back in the Championship. I was like, yeah, that'd be a good sign. But obviously, he went to Brighton and hasn't really played there, but he's now at Blackburn. I think that's a good, solid sign for them. Maybe that will just, keep him up. He'll be, just decent. I'm sure he'll get put straight into the team, most likely. But any players we should look out for? Kallum, danger men for Blackburn, could be a risk for us.
Yeah, I mean the centre forward, what's his name? Good Johnson, the son of Ida. He's a bit of a handful, isn't he? Did he score was he the goal scorer in the rearranged game?
I think so. Or did he score in the original game and then
that was Todd Campbell who scored in the original game?
Yeah, the penalty, not bad. But he did score. He did score in the other one. The rearranged, yeah.
In any case, he's a bit of a handful. They've got some kind of seasoned Championship players in there, mixed with some of their foreign recruitment that is kind of a bit of an unknown, really. So, yeah, I mean, we'll go into it quite strong favourites, and at the minute at Portman Road, I back us against anyone at the moment. So, yeah, fingers crossed that continues.
Yes, indeed. Michael's gone 2-0. Jaden score, of course. That's the easy bet to do. Standard. Yeah. Stephen here sent us a long message, but I'm going to read it out. Good to see Stephen with a cat. Let us know the name of the cat. Good to know what the cat's name is. Even lads, how are you all? Got to see Clark go, but we'll wish him well for the future, of course. If you didn't know, he has joined Charlton for the rest of the season on loan. Was a great asset for the team and will be missed. Onwards and upwards. Time to bring in some reinforcements now. Really happy with the cup draw. Are you sure, Stephen? Are you sure? I don't know about that. Makes February very tricky with 5 away games, indeed. But I'm sure the lads will give it their all now. Blackburn will be tough, but going for a 3-1 home win, which will be very nice indeed. Peachey, what are you going for?
I think we're going to win 3-0.
Oh, clean sheet, happy days.
Yeah. The goal scorers will be Akpom, Jaden, and I think Mr. Nunes. Even I said he might not start, it's going to get his first goal for the club. So first home goal, sorry.
At home.
Yeah, at home.
So he scored a few free kicks.
Yeah, I must have missed them. Sorry, his first goal at home.
I like it. Kallum, you're going to put a score prediction on it?
Yeah, I've gone for a slightly more narrow. I've gone for a 2-1, but I can see it being slightly more comfortable than the scoreline sounds. Quite similar to the cup game last week. I've got George Hurst to score first. Because given what McKenna said last week, could be back this week. He kind of hinted that the Pompey game would be the last league game that he'd miss. Obviously, we'll find out more on Friday from him. But I think if that's anything to go by, if he's got a reasonable level of fitness like he suggested he might do, I can see him going straight into the starting team. And he scored against Blackburn the last time, his former loan side. So yeah, George Hurst to open the scoring against his former loan side again.
Okay, then. And to be fair, Blackburn, they've got a better away record than at Ewood Park. Just having a little look. 5 wins, 3 draws, and 4 defeats. At home,
they can't get
7.
They can't get the games on when they're at home. That's why.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, they
I
don't.
presume they'll come with a low block, won't they?
Yeah, probably.
I thought so.
So, okay, then that changes my prediction straight away. I think Town will get the win here. I think, as you say, home form will continue. Of course, Town going to this one unbeaten in the last 5, so I'm sure they're going to continue that record. And yeah, Borough play West Brom on Friday night, so we'll know how that game panned out in terms of the positions. Of course, we've still got that game in hand, that Pompey game. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go 2-0. Go 2-0. I think a clean sheet. I can't see Blackburn scoring, but it will be tough for Town. So hopefully that is the correct predictions. We're all gone for wins, so that will be very good indeed. But yes, boys, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching as well. Kallum, go you lastly here. Any other business?
No, I think that covers pretty much everything. Hope everyone has a lovely rest of the week, building up to the big game on Saturday. And as you said, Ross, don't forget that it's a lunchtime kickoff, because that can be an easy mistake to make. Indeed,
yeah. You're like walking to the ground. You're like, why isn't there no one about? and then you because you're hearing the noise. Like, there's a lot of people on the ground already. Bloody hell, that's weird. And then you walk in and you're like, it's like 78 minutes on the clock. What's going on? Town are winning 2-0. I've missed all the goals. But yeah, we shall see. Peachey, any other business from you?
No. Just hope everyone has a lovely rest of the week, and hope to see a lot of you down Portman Road, nice and early on Saturday.
Yes, bring it on. Michael Warner, all the way from Brisbane in Australia, he's gone for Sammy Smodix to score off the bench because his former club. That would be lovely indeed, and finally score at Portman Road as well. Good to see him back in the Blackpool game. Thanks for the show. Temp down to a chilly 23 degrees. Thanks,
bless.
Chilly, yeah? Chilly.
Yeah, chilly. What's it currently now in Ipswich? Do you know what? It's actually hotter than it has been. It's currently 8. So that's not bad. In recent weeks, it's been in the minus. So not too shabby. But apparently 90% of rain at 11 o'clock. So it's going to piss it down. Although I do love a bit of raindrops hitting my window when I go to bed. So, yeah. Anyway, boys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching another Kings of Anglia Fans Social. As I say, I'm going to try my best to bring you this every Wednesday evening. Hopefully this could become your ritual. You know, something you get used to every Wednesday night before you watch whatever's on this time of night. I know a lot of people are into Traitors and stuff, so is that on at 9 or whatever? But yeah, whatever else you're watching, any other football, maybe just got football in the background and just listen to us talk rubbish for a good hour or so. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.